What's going on, man? How you guys doing today? My name's Pernell Bush. I am a social worker, a clinical social worker, which means I deal more with mental health. I'm just happy to be a part of this event here today. This is a conversation that needs to be had. So today our topic is about before I blow up. So we're going to be talking about anger redirection and trauma. So I don't say anger management, I say anger redirection because anger is a very natural emotion. So we're going to get more into that as we move forward. But once again, allow me to really introduce myself. Being a black male here in America, I can honestly tell you that plenty of times people told me that I was angry as a kid, that I need to do better with regulating my emotions. And the thing is, majority of the time, those words weren't utilized. It just told me that I just need to stop. Don't get mad. However, when you feel an emotion, such as anger, it's a way that we have to really go about displaying it. And I want to ensure that a lot of other young people don't go through the things I went through as a kid trying to understand how to really redirect my anger. And I say redirect because at the end of the day, I still get angry, just like anybody else in this world. I still have days that I may get upset. But it's what I do with that energy once I have it. What's what I do with that emotion. Because anger is both an emotion and an energy. So a lot of times my anger energy, I like to go to the gym, run it out, go hit the punching bag. And with the emotion itself, I try to understand what it is exactly that got me angry so I can make sure that I can meet the need to help me get back to a good, healthy baseline. Okay? Because once upon a time, people told me because of my anger, I wouldn't have a successful career. That I wouldn't be the father I am today of my 2 children. That I wouldn't be the husband I am to my wife because my anger would destroy me. But once again, the way they were trying to tell me about how to really improve my emotional regulation, the verbiage, the words they were utilizing didn't connect. They were really missing the mark. So I want to ensure that I'm able to provide you with a few tools today to help you in the event if and when you do blow up. All right? So let's get into this conversation. There are many different ways that we can display our anger. So a few of that is like through expressing your anger, through suppressing your anger, and through calming. Now let's talk about suppressing first, because that's the worst way to try to really work through your anger. Suppressing means that you feel this emotion, but you're just going to swallow it. You're not going to say anything. You're not going to really articulate why you're feeling angry, because you may feel like no one is going to hear you anyways, or you may feel as if it's not worth it. So you continue to suppress this emotion and push it down and push it down to where it's going to blow up one day. So when we talk about any emotions, we don't want to ever suppress. I never have heard anyone say, I suppress my happiness. No one has ever said, suppress your happiness. No. So just like any emotion such as happiness, when you get angry as well, we have to express them. Now, how we express them is the true question here that we got to answer today. How do we express our anger? So one of the first ways that we do not want to express our anger is when we're trying to do it directly towards individual. So when it's when your anger is directed at people, at animals, that's one of the ways that we don't want to express our anger. So a few ways that we can express our anger. Through verbal communication. Doesn't mean you have to yell and get loud. If you do have to yell, maybe take a moment. Go out by the lake in your community. Go for a walk. Because even for me sometimes, when I feel like I have to just verbally vocalize in a loud way before I can come back and communicate with those around me, I have to go away and really get it out of my system myself. So now when I'm able to come back, I'm able to have an actual conversation. So verbalizing it. Other ways to express your anger through art, expression. I run a program called Flow Detox. So Flow Detox is a anger redirection program that we utilize the writing of music and the creation of beats to help you express your emotions, to help you work through the anger, the things that you may feel internally. Other ways that you can express it is through writing, through, for myself, like I said earlier, I might go hit the punching bag, go hit the gym, go run. I'm expressing my anger, and I'm also allowing my anger to process and exert that energy, because you get adrenaline once you get to a place that you're ready to blow up. All right? So I know I kind of got ahead there in a way. First, let's talk about the different levels of anger, because every anger is not all the same. You know, you might get irritated, because even sometimes you get irritated with someone. That's like a mild form of anger. Like, yo, man, you get on my nerves right now, bro. Back on up. You know, might be playing Fortnite. Somebody do something on the game that may not connect with you. Like, what are you doing? That's a mild irritation. But then you have from mild irritation all the way on the spectrum of to rage. So when you get so mad, you start destroying your property. You're throwing things. You're yelling. It's hard for you to be to help someone to talk to you during those moments because you're raging. So these things are a couple ways that we have to really talk about the different levels of anger. But one of the main takeaways I want you guys to understand with anger, it is a natural feeling and emotion. It's how we utilize that energy. For myself, when I used to get angry, prime example, when I came back home from the United States Marine Corps, I was applying for jobs, for entry-level jobs with community organizations to work with youth. Each and every one of those jobs turned me down. I was highly upset, very upset. But the way that I displayed my anger was through, all right, I appreciate the opportunity, but internally, I was burning up with desire. So I utilized that anger that I was feeling that inside of me to create my own organization, No Limit Health and Education. When I was creating this organization, I said, you know what, man, I'm gonna show these people. I'm gonna show them, if you don't want me on your team, then I'm gonna have to compete with you, or you're gonna have to compete against me. But once I created my organization, these agencies that didn't want to hire me want to start collaborating with me and partnering with me. Not knowing that my agency was really created from the burning anger that I had inside of me. That's what I mean by anger redirection. We can utilize our anger to almost be self-destructive. And we know how it can be self-destructive when it's going against things that are illegal, that are against the law, that are against social norms. So if you use your anger in a destructive way for illegal activities or things against the law, such as hitting people, destroying property, or against social norms, such as just blowing up on people because you're upset and angry, that is one way you can use the direction, but that's not the best way. It may not be the way that's actually going to help you really get to where you want to get to where you're trying to go. So redirect that anger so it can actually work in your benefit. When I play football, when I get upset, as a linebacker, I'm coming downhill and filling that gap. You're going to feel every 220 pounds of me. As a businessman, when I feel that something is not going right within my community, within the population that I serve, that anger I have, I make sure I put it down on pen and paper, on writing to our state legislators to make a true impact. And when I serve my community, oftentimes I'm working, although I have a smile on my face, a lot of times I have anger inside of me because I feel like there's not enough true leaders that we have elected to do jobs that are doing the jobs that we need for them to do. So let me get out here and make it happen. You can be angry with a smile on your face. I think the Avengers, Bruce Banner, the guy who also turns to the Hulk, said it best. They said, how did you learn how to control the Hulk? He said, you know what? I'm always mad. I accepted that. But now I'm able to work through that. Now I'm able to ensure that it doesn't destroy my personal or professional life. Now I'm able to make sure that it's not going to make me do anything that's going to potentially harm myself or those around me. So that's what we're talking about when we talk about the blow up. Because no matter what, man, we all blow up. But it's one, before we get there, that's how we're going to utilize that energy and that feeling before that takes place and occurs. So with that being said, those are just a few ways that we could talk about anger redirection. I'm not a fan of anger management because I never heard people say, hey, happy management. Do you have happy management? No. But we do have anger redirection.